current devaluation of the naira, your views?
Yeah, thank you, Lerato, for having me. Yes, we have continued to see naira devaluing since the beginning of this month, not only at the interbank market, also the official exchange rate has been devaluing since the beginning of this month, which actually closed as at yesterday at 155.2%. In fact, the position worsened today when it lost another 1 naira to close at 156.2%. The major reason that has been affecting the naira is not far-fetched, which is actually the demand. The demand has continued to outstrip the supply, despite the effort of the central bank to control the demand in the market. We have seen, particularly in the last auction, that is the auction of yesterday, that CBN came out forcefully with the highest volume that we have seen at the beginning of this, since the beginning of this year, with a volume of $400 million. Yet the demand continued to be higher than the supply, when we saw a demand of $434 million. That actually was higher than the $400 million that was on offer by the central bank. And as a result of that, the naira actually lost value at the official market by 11 kobo. The same thing, that excess demand coming from the official market actually affected the interbank market, and then the interbank market also lost value and actually closed high yesterday at 155.2%.
All right,
yes,
Momohjimoh, let's chip away at some of these issues in small blocks. You're talking about sort of what we're seeing, two-stream processes. The interbank rate currently out of the central bank's 3% band, as you're referring to. The official CBN rate remains within the band of about 150.9 naira to the dollar. Explain to us these discrepancies, beyond issues of supply and demand. How else are some of these rates influencing the situation?
Yes, yes, we have continued to see a situation where the interbank market the gap between the interbank and the official market has widened. But let me make it clear that the 3% band was set by the central bank to control the official rate and not the interbank rate. The central bank has set the 3% band for 150 as the base price, in which case, if they will keep the price at not higher than 154.5 at the upper band, and then 145.5 at the lower band. But on the interbank market, what the Financial Market Dealers Association have said is that market will continue to trade on a daily basis. The point at which we open on a daily basis, if a market open at 155, like yesterday, 0.2, if it lost 3% in the process of trading, then the market will have to shut down. This was set to control the volatility in the market. But following what has happened in the market, I want to quickly let you know that the devaluation of the naira was actually as a result of the demand that we're seeing from the importers of the petroleum product. Ironically, this is also the same reason why we are also making so much money from the excess reserve. But because our refineries are not working at the very optimum, we have continued to import the refined petroleum products at higher prices, and this is continuing to affect the value of the naira, both at the interbank market and also on the CBN.
What can authorities do about this situation, Momohjimoh? We know that there's a selling of treasury bills to try to curb inflationary pressures. There's also raising interest rates that could be introduced by the Monetary Policy Committee. What else can they do?
Yes, unfortunately, this CBN doesn't have more choice here, because they have tried using the major monetary policy instruments that should be used to control the economy. They have used the increase in interest rates, and that is not working, as we have seen so far, that we continue to see a devaluation in the market. So also, they have also tried to employ some other monetary policies which are not clearly working. What we are looking at is that the central bank has set like the CBN governor has said very clearly, that there must be a physical discipline, and which we see is working. The reserve has continued to grow, and we believe that we are going to continue to see an increase in the monetary policy, in the reserve so far.
Your outlook for the MPC, we know that they'll be meeting in a few weeks' time to decide on whether to lift rates even further.
Yes, personally, I don't see further increase in the monetary policy rate. My take is that the central bank is going to keep the monetary policy rate at least for now. So far, you observe that the central bank came up with 3 major policies in the last MPR meeting. One is an increase in the monetary policy rate by 25 basis points from 6.25% to 6.5%. There was also an increase in the cash reserve from 1% to 2%, and they also increased in the liquidity ratio from 25 basis points from 25% to 30%. I think the CBN will wait to see the impact of this policy on the economy, at least for now, before deciding to increase policy rate in the next meeting.
A final and a very brief comment. There's talk of the implementation of new rules for the management of the cash reserve ratio of banks. Your views on this one and the impact it will have on the money market?
Yes, thank you. We haven't really seen any major impact of the cash reserve, new cash reserve management strategy on the interbank market. Yet the interbank market rate has continued to stabilize at between 9 and then 10% so far. In fact, on the very day that the cash reserve policy was implemented, we saw a situation where rate actually moved up from 9% to 10%. Our expectation in the market is that rate is going to go down because there's so much money that is coming into the system. Against this expectation, we found out that rate actually went up. So we haven't really seen any major impact of the cash reserve on the market so far.